Okay, let's talk about DNA replication, which is a reasonably important topic for a lot of reasons. Now, the first kind of thing that I want to get straight in terms of DNA replication, and this is something that I got wrong when I was first learning it, but we need to straighten out the obvious things, is how does DNA get replicated? How does DNA get replicated? I should have done this in a different color, but so if I have a little stretch of DNA and it kind of, strand 1 looks like that and strand 2 looks like that, what happens? Does the DNA get directly replicated into the original strand looking like that, and then a whole new strand, which I don't have a second color for, but a whole new strand looking like that? Or does it get split? So you have a black friend and you have a purple friend? Or does something crazy happen where it kind of gets exploded and then put back together? Well, as we're going to learn, it is... I'll draw a little diagram of what happens, of how DNA gets replicated. And this is important because we need to know how DNA gets replicated. Is the DNA gets split apart, and then our replication machinery comes through and replicates it into 2 new strands. And this is actually, I'm quite happy with this diagram because this diagram shows you exactly what happens. So of the 2 new strands, double-stranded DNA that we get, you have 1 strand from your old DNA, from the original strand, and you have a new strand that we've just built. A single strand of new DNA that we've just built. So every new strand of DNA that we build is 50% totally new constructed and 50% from the previous strand, from a strand that already existed. And so there was an experiment that they went through to work this out, and I don't think it's particularly interesting. But the important thing, and know this is important, is that the DNA gets split apart, and eventually this will go all the way around, and I'll show you how that goes all the way around. It goes all the way to the end of the chromosome, not necessarily, yeah. But you split it up, and you create new DNA around here, around that original strand, and so half of the new strand is completely new fabricated, and half of the new strand already existed in the original strand. And that's really important for the replication stuff that we're going to go into next.